Alright, gonna show you how to set up a rearing slash fry slash quarantine tank. So any tank that will either have smaller fish in it or you just use to quarantine fish or grow out fish. This is the perfect kind of setup for this. This is just a 20 gallon that I painted black, and then I have a 100-watt heater and the sponge filter here. I'd use a sponge filter if you're using fry so they don't get sucked up through the intake, and also if you're using a quarantine tank with smaller fish, then they won't get sucked up into the intake as well. But if you have larger fish already and you're just quarantining them, then you could just use a canister filter or hang on back. Alright, first step is to fill this up with water, and then we'll start setting up the equipment. Alright, as you can see, I didn't fill it up all the way. Left a little bit of room at the top so I can stick my arm in there and not overflow the tank. And then also I'm going to add some cycled water from one of my heated aquariums. So then I have some beneficial bacteria in there to start, but I also add some more as well. Let's put the equipment in there. Alright, I've placed the heater in there. I put it this way so that when I place the filter on the side, the filter will move water over the heater, so it helps more evenly disperse the heat around the aquarium. I have set this to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Not sure exactly what that is in Celsius. I think that's like 22-ish. I like to keep a little bit lower temperatures on my aquariums. I just think it kind of helps benefit the fish's health and helps fight algae as well. As you can see here, I've placed the components, the hard components of the sponge filter in there. I have not put the sponges in there yet, just because I want to soak them and squeeze them to get all the air out of them before I slip them over this input pipe. The output pipe is adjustable, so I can aim where I want it to go. So if I wanted it to aim that way or more this way. It also is adjustable in height as well. So if I want it lower down in the aquarium and then the flow higher up, I can do that as well. And the air pump that I'm using also has an adjustable airflow too as well. So if I want more airflow, I can turn it up, and then there'll be more flow in the aquarium as well. As you can see, I've placed I just moved it up too much, but I placed the outflow about the same height as the heater, so it's helping move that heat around evenly. And I'm gonna then now soak the sponges and slip them over the input. A little quick cable and airline hose management trick is to use the little twisty ties that come with them when you buy them, to kind of hold your things together kind of in one big cable, so you don't have a bunch of twisty messes going all over the place. Okay, now you can see I've soaked these, and now they're a lot heavier and there's not much air in them left. So now they'll kind of sink, but they are still positively buoyant, so they'll still come to the surface. It's as wet as you can get them. But now I'm just going to slip them over their input pipes here. They just slide right over the top of that there. Do that with the other one, if I can find the hole. There we go. And the cool thing about this filter is also the sponges hinge as well. So if I want this to be more out like this, which looks horrible, but it just depends on what kind of setup you got going. I'm gonna have them slightly out just a little bit, you know, and then so then stuff doesn't get trapped behind them. But that should do it there. Alright, I've hooked up the heater here, and sorry about the bubbles on the glass, but I've hooked up the heater and I'm going to let it run for a while to kind of get everything to temperature, and then I will add the beneficial bacteria. Don't forget to dechlorinate. Okay, now I'm going to fill up the rest of the water in here with some cycled aquarium water from one of my other aquariums that is about the same temperature, and then squeeze a little bit of filter water, like bacteria from the filter into here that will get sucked up by this filter and then help start colonizing that. Alright, as you can see, I threw a little bit of filter media from my other tank in here. I squeezed it a little bit so it's a little dirty in here now, but the filter should start picking that up and then it should start colonizing that. I'm also just going to leave that in here. I might set it on top of the filter, but it's just going to help start colonizing this tank. Alright, now I'm going to wait a couple days for everything to start colonizing in here. And then I have a special fish that hangs out in at least one of my tanks that's just this sunset platy that's by itself and eats my cycle fish. Okay, it's been a couple days. Now it's time to add my cycle fish in here. It's just the one little lone platy. That's just to add ammonia to the system so the bacteria has something to consume, so it starts to grow more of it. I'm going to net him out of here, put him in a bag and acclimate him in because this water is a lot colder than that water. That should take about 15 minutes. Alright, I've put him in the bag in here and he should start acclimating pretty quickly. The bag does have one small hole in it, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go over, but that's alright. Alright, it's been about 25 minutes. Now I'm ready to just let him loose in the aquarium. Alright, you can just let this run like this for the next 3 to 4 weeks. You can, well you should, not can, you should do regular water changes. First week, like every other day, just like a couple gallons. And then the second week, you can slow that down maybe 3 to 4 times a week. And then after that, you just let it like this and do regular water changes. And then it should be ready for whatever fish you're putting in. If this video was helpful or you enjoyed it, please like this video, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel where I have more how-to videos and other videos about fish and some stuff about art as well.